Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Um, as you all know, I recently just relocated, not like recently, but I just wanted to share some culture shocks that I've been experiencing lately since I moved to Canada, Toronto to be specific. And today we have a very important guest, and that's my lovely husband, Mr. Edwin Apple. He's going to bring his perspective into all these things because I'm new, but Edwin had been here much more longer than I am. So, guys, please may I give a warm welcome to Edwin.
Hello guys. What's up, babe?
I'm good. Thank you so much for honoring my invitation.
Hey, you better pay me. I have to get paid for this.
Guys, please let this video do well because I have to give my husband like 20%. 20% of the proceedings of these videos. So guys, I'd written some of the things down that we're going to be discussing, and I divided it into the good part and the crazy part. And like I said earlier, Edwin has more information. So Edwin's gonna bring like a balance to all my shocks. Okay. So the first thing that I wrote down here, it's a good thing. Because the fact that Canadians can queue a lot, like we why? Like the queuing, even in grocery stores, like just random things, entering the
Mm.
bus, like in public spaces, like anything, they just queue. Like, I'm not saying that it's bad, it brings some kind of orderliness, but it's just weird that people like with that nobody telling them to do it, they just automatically do the.
Okay. So just to be sure I'm on the same page, you want me to speak um to throw more light on
Yes, so
the differences
why you
of
guys queue a lot? Why
of
do Canadians queue so much?
orderliness. Um Queuing is not a bad thing. It just makes everything orderly, you know.
Okay.
Um I can speak for from the side that I've lived in both, you know, I've lived in both sides. I'm a Nigerian, I'm a Canadian, so I can speak from the Nigerian point of view. As a Nigerian, it's almost there's that hustle, that
Yeah.
gra-gra-ness, if I can put it out. There's a word like that. But in Canada, Canadians are laid back.
Yeah.
There's just that orderliness, which I would not necessarily term, or I wouldn't see it. I don't see it as a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just where there's no orderliness, there's chaos. So it's the Canadian way of life. We are orderly people. You know.
Okay, yes. So anyway, so it makes sense because I'm just coming from Nigeria, so I'm used to all the chaos and all the drama. And now I'm coming to a place where they queue for literally no reason. Just because they are
Orderliness.
orderly, like Edwin said. And the next thing I experienced still was big was the path. The underground the longest underground pathway in the world. Like guys, stores, like it blows my mind every single time I come across the path. Like guys,
Mm.
it is literally like a town under the ground, and it's a shock to me because not like I've not been to other countries. I've been to other countries, but I've never experienced it like the one I did. Like guys, it's so long. There are stores. People are living their life, like just going through. When Edwin and I first went to the mall and we connected to the path, he told me about it, and then I went to read about it, and it's actually the longest, and it's under the ground. So, babe, that stuff. What could you? What's that?
Um, the path is, if I'm not mistaken, the biggest underground network in North America, or
It's actually the biggest in the world.
is in the world.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So underground shopping
Underground
complex.
shopping complex in the world.
I don't think it's not
It's not the longest underground. Yeah.
Yes. So I feel is as a result of the extreme weather here.
Mm.
It gets extremely cold. So I guess the environment was able to trigger a level of thinking to say, okay, you know what, since we cannot be on the surface, we can, be on the
On the
ground
ground.
where the temperature is regulated. So it's literally it's quite amazing if you experience it. Like imagine people are up there living their life doing all that, and then you have people on
On
the
the
ground
ground,
just
doing their business.
shopping, walking around, connecting streets and all that. So it's something, you know, it's obviously it's different coming from Nigeria. It will stand out.
Yeah, yeah. I guess it makes sense because now I'm beginning to experience the cold here, and guys, it's no joke, especially if you're coming from the tropics. So and everybody keeps telling me this is just the beginning. This is just the
It
beginning.
never starts.
Yes, it never starts. I'm going to the negative, so we're going to get to the negative. So it makes a lot of sense why they built that. Another thing that I like, it's a culture shock. People are very polite and very kind. And I'm talking of managers, people I work with, people that, clients, people I interact with. They are generally polite people, like just polite and kind. Like you see a random stranger, open the door, hold it for you, and make sure you're good. You go through. And when I mean polite, the men are polite. Like there's nothing like cat calling you regardless of what you wear. There's nothing like calling names or trying to say, "Hey, girl, I want to talk to you." Like you don't want to talk to somebody. The men here and the women here, very polite, very very chill people. Babe, like it was a culture shock for me because everybody minds their business, but they are respectful, they are kind, and they are polite, and nobody calls names, nobody cat calls, nobody harasses you
Mm.
regardless of what you're wearing, regardless of who you are. It's just go your way, I go my way. We're good.
Okay. So you merge two things. You merge politeness.
Yeah.
People are kind,
Yes.
easygoing. And then the second one was catcalling, harassment,
Yes,
right?
like yeah, in terms of like the opposite sex.
So I'll start with the politeness. Um, as I said, Canadians are they're happy people, from my experience.
Mm.
I've been opportune to live in Nigeria, England, and then Canada. And I would say um, Canadians are very welcoming. Well, as a Canadian now, I have to say we are very welcoming.
Mm.
People are polite, you know, compared to the other side, the South, where you have the Americans. My friends that come from America, every time they visit, they're like, "Yo, Eddie, what's going on?" People here are too kind. People are polite.
Yeah.
People actually want to have a conversation. And I'm like, well, that's the Canadian way of life. So I'm proud to be Canadian as well. And I would say Canadians rather are very happy and polite people. Um, the other side where you were talking about um not getting catcalled and all
Yes,
that.
yes. I wanted to merge it all together. Yes.
Okay. Your difference is the other side, our Nigerian side.
Yes.
I feel it boils down to what we are used to back home, what is quote unquote acceptable back home, and what happens when people catcall people or people harass people back home. Nothing happens. Okay, which now takes me to the other parts. So on this side of the world, people respect each other. You respect each other's space. You just mind your business essentially, and there are repercussions for everyone's actions, right?
Yeah.
In Nigeria, we might say it as, oh, I'm just, I just say, hey, how fun now that girl?
Yes.
Here, if she calls the police, you will get arrested, and so it's, yeah, I think it's just as a result of, repercussions. There's a rule of law that is being enforced, and I will speak as a guy,
Yeah.
As a guy, you feel like, but I'm feeling that bit. But at the same time, as a guy, you have a mother, you have a sister, I have a wife, you have to put yourself in the lenses of those people. You know, if my wife came back to me and say, "Oh, babe, I went XYZ and this guy was harassing me and talking," I wouldn't feel good. You know, so there's that part of the individual as well. You know, like, would you like your partner, your mom, your
Yes.
sister to be harassed and all that? But in terms of society, I just feel it's as a result of the rule of law. The rule of law is enforced here. You know, you harass anyone, you will get your ass locked up. So I guess that's that.
Yeah, it does make sense because I remember one incident where in my office where some of the construction guys were coming and they were working on the locker rooms. And I was, when you just finish teaching a class, I was wearing a leggings and a top, but I was having my jacket I wanted to wear. And one of the guys from the construction, the door was left ajar and he wanted to come inside and he saw me, he was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know you were." I was like, "No, it's okay, you can come in," because I was really fully clothed. But the fact that he took the time to, apologize, excuse himself, and then came back when I had already worn my jacket, it just showed that that's just the normal. It's not like the other things I've experienced. I've had managers, you come for activities and they're polite and they're telling you to do this stuff, not like, like I cannot describe it, but not like as per you are afraid that you will not get paid or it's just their way. They are just polite. They just respect you for, as an individual. I'm nothing more, nothing less. It's just amazing. And I mean, the third one I wanted us to talk about is like a zombie when the traffic comes on. Like, guys, you don't know because your head is so scattered. Like, some of us are so traumatized from where we're coming from that things that are normal don't seem normal to us anymore. And it's actually a problem. It's you that you have to take care of it, you that have to heal and just stay. Guys, like the light, big that light where people used to pass, that used to do like this.
Pedestrian.
The pedestrian light, it comes on and people just go. Drivers, buses, everything stops. And it goes off, whether or not cars are moving, the pedestrians stay and they wait. Like, it was a culture shock for me because when back home, sometimes when you are even driving and the light turns red and you wait, you see other people like taxi drivers, truck, mumu, they go, my friend pass. They waste my time. So it's like it's where I'm coming from. But here, guys, it's crazy, babe. Like, you guys are just the opposite.
Well, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but back to what I keep on saying, rule of law. You know, there are laws, and the laws are being enforced as well. Um, if the light says red, you will stop. You know, green, you will go. But at the same time, looking at it from the lens of my Nigerian experience, you see green lights, you know, it will still look maybe one bus driver is ahead. Or, for example, pedestrian crossing.
Yes.
It's Russian roulette. I don't even know
No,
the last time I
yeah,
saw
so
any pedestrian
pedestrian-
zebra crossing or all that.
Yeah.
It's they will tell you we don't get zebra for Nigeria. So, you know, yeah, if you see, you know, the same thing happened to me when I moved here, you know, because I had moved back to Nigeria before coming here. And I remember I and a colleague from work, we were going out for a break and we're literally walking, and the lights, the pedestrian cross was like, "Oh yeah, you can cross." And then I saw a car coming and I stopped. I was like, "Ah." I see the car is going to be like, "Yo, man, the light says green." And in my mind, I'm like, "Ha." I go wait to make the car match brake first. You understand? You know, so I think over time you kind of just get used to things working the way it should work, you know, which, you know, if you look at it from a Nigeria point of view, maybe you lose that your streets sharpness, or you know,
Yes.
like you know, go just say because light they green man just the waka, you know. So I don't know, but I just like the fact that, God forbid, if I'm crossing the road and someone hits me, I'll get compensated, not Nigeria that
If anything
they go
happens to
jam you. They'll say, you did crazy, you know, see car they
you see
come.
car they come, you be the
You
one
know,
to take care of yourself. Yeah.
So it is what it is. But I can definitely say that will come off as a major culture shock. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
different.
yeah. So then we're going to add it together with the school bus thing.
Mm.
Because I have seen school buses when they stop to pick up kids or when they stop to drop them off. It doesn't matter where the cars are coming from, they stop. Like the cars behind, they stop for the kids to either go into the bus, for the bus to move, or for the bus to drop the kids. And then once the kid crosses, the school bus moves, the other buses go. Guys, for me, it was really a culture shock because it's all part of the traffic laws. You say they enforce it. Yes, I agree. But to just see it happen real time, they drop a child off along the road, the child crosses the road, the school bus moves, then other cars behind them move. You will never see a school bus stop here and cars are running around it. No, they all stop. And I think you were talking about it, whether you guys have a law in your driving school.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just hazard perception, right? If a school bus is parking, it's either picking up students from the houses or dropping students off,
Yes.
and you most likely have kids crossing the road. Those buses are quite big. So if you're driving like a sedan or a smaller car behind it and a child is crossing in front, there's no way you can see, the child
Yes.
running across.
True.
So for me, it's a good, initiative or something that it does make sense.
Yeah.
While the bus is doing the pick up or drop off, when you see the yellow light flashing, you wait until
They
the all
all cross.
cross and the bus continues, which, to be honest, is a no-brainer. It makes sense. So I am 100% behind that enforcement. In Nigeria, well, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for your perspective. So, guys, the other culture shock I experienced is our healthcare system here. Like the first time I walked into a clinic, and I'm not even saying far, this clinic is very close to my house. I go there, give them all my details, bruh. I wait. They just like, okay, wait, sit for so and so minutes. You see the doctor, straight to the doctor. Well, this is what you need. You need drugs. You need this drug. You need this. You need to rest. Blah blah blah. And they gave me the prescription. The only thing I had to just sort out was to go to the pharmacy, pick up. The insurance company was paying a particular percentage, and I was paying the other stuff. Is the fact that emergency healthcare here, like guys, they take it so seriously, and it's something that really shocked me because maybe through my life I had to be healthy because I cannot remember any experience as a child, as a teenager, that I had something and the emergency people came. I can't remember. I don't even think my siblings have that kind of
What's your emergency
hotline number. I don't know. We don't have. I think we have, but it's like a long
Right.
number you have to write
All
out.
right. So when there's a number, you have to even be cramming. That's even if it works. If you have it,
The healthcare here,
that's where the
the
problem
healthcare
starts.
here just shocked me.
The healthcare, it could be better. Obviously, there's always room for improvement. But I will say, if we're talking from a Nigerian perspective, it's the best thing since after sliced bread.
Free healthcare, comprehensive.
Yeah, it has its own issues, challenges, but on the grand scale of things,
Yeah.
it's amazing. It's amazing. Obviously we pay for that through our taxes. Our taxes is able to create an environment where, if for whatever reason you need healthcare,
Yeah.
you know that the option is there. So it's different. In Nigeria they'll tell you better don't seek I don't have money to be spending,
Yes.
and
Paying from pocket, and sometimes doctors might be on like good consultants, good doctors might be on strike.
strike and all that. Well, we're just grateful Canada has those things.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
It was a really big culture shock for me. So guys, the other thing that I really got to experience, and it did happen a lot last month, was for baseball, hockey. Like guys, you know how back home we like football. Maybe once in a while we watch football during the Olympics and during the FIFA World Cup, and that's it. These guys love baseball. Like they practically support their teams. Like they have one here in Toronto. They have other ones, but the ones in Toronto here, the Blue Jays, they support them. They buy their jerseys. They buy their stuff. They go there. Like if you see how much these tickets cost, it's so crazy. But people will travel all around the city to just see their people. Like it's like a fun, a crazy train for sports. Oh guys, but you know why it's weird? Because I don't understand baseball. I just see them and I'm like, what is this people doing? But now it also makes sense because we back home, we love football and we're like, oh, my team is playing today or all that. So it does make sense. But babe, just take us through this you people's baseball craze because I know it's not today. It's like something that's been in their culture, something that they enjoy.
Yeah, when I got here, it was strange to me. I was like, from that Nigerian background, from my background from England, it was all about
Football.
Football. Well, here they call it soccer. It was all about soccer, you know. But moving here, people talking about American football, talking about baseball, talking about ice hockey. So they have their own sport. I guess it's just the North American way of life, you know. It doesn't mean there's no soccer. There's soccer, but it doesn't have the same traction that baseball has here. It doesn't have the same traction that American football has here as well. So yeah, it's just they say when you're in Rome, you do like the Romans, abi.
Absolutely.
So that's what they like. People like what they like.
People like what they like. Yeah, they like baseball and hockey is their thing here.
You can't bash them for it.
Yeah.
I've been to a hockey game. I've been to one hockey game. No, yeah. I've been to two hockey games. I've been to one baseball game. Honestly, I fell asleep. I fell asleep during the baseball, and I was like,
what is going on here?
I don't think I'm gonna go for to watch a night game. But I later understood that baseball is more like a social games. Like it's just a drinking game. Okay. People just go drink,
Chill, watch them throw the
exactly.
ball.
It's not athletic like you have soccer that people are running. It's a bit chilled,
Okay.
So which is not what it doesn't fascinate me that much. I love, to be honest, I'll pick ice hockey a million times over baseball. Ice hockey is fast, the adrenaline, but yeah, that's people like what they like,
People like what they like.
And that's okay.
People like what they like Edwin said. So guys, yeah, they love it here. They always build it with disabled people in mind. The ramps, the signs, even with the traffic lights, you have the sounds, the one that the light beeps. Even with our what do you call that one that used to be here? The
fire
alarm. Fire alarm. Like everything, like somehow there's an integration for the disabled people. Like it's just something that really touched me, that disabled people are put in mind all around us. Even in public buses, you have signs to help the elderly, disabled people, pregnant women, or women with children. There's always this thing. And it comes to the buildings, like it's not just, it's something that they do. Any public space you see, disabled people can use them. There's a ramp for them, there's an assistant, there are rails, there's just something to help disabled people. So it's something that shocked me because I became observant to it. When I'm coming to the building, we have the door assistant ones. When I go to the clinic, it's the same thing. All these things are all designed in mind. So babe, walk us through that.
Um, you know, I'll be very Nigerian here and I'll answer your question with your question. Are disabled people not humans?
They are.
Exactly. Um, it's
It's babe, sorry for cutting it. It's just in terms of the fact that where I come from, how do these people like how babe, do you now realize how it's hard for disabled people back at home to do things, go to work,
yeah,
do
I
stuff,
totally
or even integrate into
I
society?
totally
So most
understand.
of
I
them are
totally get you.
working. Yeah.
So it's the society has evolved to a point that they are not just thinking for, will I say, quote unquote, the able-bodied people. They're thinking about everybody. They're thinking about, okay, if someone on a wheelchair is trying to access this building, how are they going to access it?
Mm,
You know, so I think that's the evolution of the society, right?
yeah.
Um, which is valid. The buses here, you notice the street car. Whenever someone on a wheelchair is trying to get in,
Yes.
the stuff will literally go down, a ramp will come
Go
down,
down.
and they get on it.
Yeah.
So I think that's the evolution of society to cater for everybody.
Mm.
As someone that studied engineering, I have a background in civil engineering. So I studied in England, and I know we were using the British codes for design of buildings, and then it later evolved to the Euro code. And one of the requirements for public buildings or recreational buildings is a ramp, disability ramps and stuff like that.
Okay.
Also, I know in Nigeria, as at I can't remember 2013, 2014, I know we were using the British standards for engineering as well. So if we're using the same standards that were being used in England, and I know the standards always said there has to be ramps for certain facilities, meaning those ramps should also be in Nigerian buildings.
Yeah.
Now, let's say the standards we're using says there has to be a ramp in your church. When the contractor is building it, do they put the ramp?
Most times, no.
If the contractor doesn't put the ramp, the building agencies, I don't know what the names of agencies.
I think who regulate it.
Yeah, those guys that regulate all those things.
Oh.
Do they enforce it?
No.
So everything is tied down to the rule of law. I don't know. Think about your church. The church you go to in Nigeria. Do they have a ramp for people on wheelchair? Stuff as little as that. Yeah. The bus. Well, I don't even know if I have bus stop in Nigeria. It's a different conversation.
Yeah.
But disabled people are. They should be catered for. They are part of the community. They're part of the society. So they should be factored into it. Health and safety, we're talking about like fire alarms in the building. Every building has a fire alarm, and it does make sense. Our buildings here, we can be on like the 50th floor. If there's a fire happening in the building, it only makes sense that someone should be alerted on this. Yeah, you should know what is happening in your building, because God forbid you don't know. And so that's another, like, remember we're watching on the news the fire that happened in Lagos like 2 months ago. Maybe if they had fire alarms, I don't know if they have, I don't know if they don't have, maybe if they did, maybe people will have left the building on time before the fire escalated.
Maybe the casualty would have reduced.
The minimal, exactly. So those are the things that I just feel, unfortunately, things we do in Nigeria are somewhat reactive instead of proactive.
Granted,
It's
well,
like we go wait first until it don't happen.
before we take
Before when I
action.
say, this thing don't happen, it don't happen. Oh, yeah, waiting maybe we do that kind of thing. You understand? So, um, it's yeah, that's a major.
Major
I mean, you're observant to notice that, and it's yeah, disability is if the government cannot take care of the disabled people, then we have work to do.
Absolutely.
We have work to do in Nigeria.
Okay, thank you so much, babe, for all your comments and your insight into all this. Because for you who have stayed longer here, as a citizen and all that, it's different. You see, it is something he's more used to, unlike me, who is just coming in. So, guys, this last part is, babe, is just the one that shocked me, and I did this the free use of marijuana and the vaping stuffs, and also the drug is being everywhere, and the amount of homeless people. And when I mean homeless people, most of these homeless people are actually people who use drugs, like drug addicts. What I mean. So it was a shock to me, because whenever you see North America, when they're advertising or doing stuff, you see it like, oh, it's peaceful, oh, the system is working, oh, children are going to free schools. Like, things are just basically out there, for you to see. But when you come, and whether you are downtown, you're in the most serene area, or whether you are in another area that is a bit cooler, you just find that somehow there's like a homeless person. And most of the times, if you look at them properly, they are drug users, like they are drug addicts. So I wanted to speak on it generally, because this is like something that shocked me on the free use of marijuana, and also the drug addicts and homelessness.
Okay.
Homeless people.
Let's start from marijuana. So I can't remember how far back, but marijuana, or weed as we know it, was not always legal in Canada. It's something that became legal probably 2010, or I'm not too sure, but probably 2012 or 2010. Yeah, I guess the government realized they could control it and regulate it, which is what they're doing. Cannabis is regulated and is being sold in the stores. I guess coming from Nigeria, where police arrest people that smoke weed, and then you come here and you walk into a weed store and it's like, oh wow, there's this strain. Oh, do you want this one? It's literally, I think for me, the first time I walked into a weed store, disclaimer, I don't smoke. But the first time I walked into a weed store and I saw how it was arranged, I was like, I was like, what are you guys doing here? Yeah, so that's all I can say about the weed part. I don't really know much about the different strains and all that. But the other side, you're talking about drug use. We're talking about like other substances.
Recreational drugs.
Some I even call it recreational.
Oh, sorry, you're not recreational drugs.
Other illegal drugs.
Illegal.
Heroin, cocaine, fentanyl, stuff like that. Just like every other country, there has been this surge of drug use, and to the best of my knowledge, I feel the government is trying the best they can to manage the situation. However, what you did say about when you see the Western world from back home, it's like everything is perfect. But yeah, I mean, there's the good, the bad, and the ugly everywhere. So it might come as a shock for you to say, what is going on?
Yes.
What is this what they do for here? You understand? You see homeless people walking the streets. It's a complex situation in the sense that you can say maybe the government is too lenient and too soft in handling
their policies or in enforcing.
epidemic,
Yeah.
if I want to use that word, you know. At the same time, some other people say, no, these people are adults, you know, and they have a say on what they choose to do with their life, you know. However, as a Canadian, I don't like, you know, seeing, you know, the city or the country going through all this, you know, the bad images, like, you know, see homeless people, see the tents everywhere, even the homelessness thing. We realize that most homeless people are, you know, drug addicts, you know. And the funny thing is, there are actually shelters. The government provides shelters for homeless individuals, but you cannot use your drug in the shelter.
Oh,
So these guys are willing to stay on the streets where they can use their
the
drugs than go to the government provided shelter. So you see, the problem is not necessarily the government not doing something about it. The problem is the people being stuck on this stronghold that the drug has on them.
Mm.
You know, it's I'm not I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't really say much
Can't really
as
speak on
to,
that
you know,
addiction.
you know, but it's something you will notice. It's something you'll see.
Mm.
It's there. That's the reality. It's everywhere. You know, that's the reality of it.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
Mm. Thank you so much, babe. Oh, so guys, we've come to the end of this video. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Leave your comments in the comment section, and turn on your post notifications so you know when I post next time. Thank you so much, babe. Guys, thank our guests for coming, and please let's get that 20% in so I can give him his cut. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Who was the record?
Oh.